Hi guys, Colin Dawson and Alex Becker from BRZN Fitness here, and we're going to talk about our final week 4 for this 5x5 lift program that we did this month. You want to start it?
Yeah, so actually, I want you to start.
Okay. I did pretty good this week. It was my BAB week, which was deadlifts, so squat, deadlift, squat, hip thrust, squat, deadlift was my sequence. It's posterior, anterior, posterior, and it was strong. I really felt good this week. My back was getting a brunt of some movement in the second week, and then this week, even at 10 pounds heavier than my second week, it was actually pretty comfortable. No issues. Felt really strong. Like everything's kind of coming together the way that it should. Feel really good. Strength in my lower back, mid back from the bent over row work, and I'm looking forward to this deload week. So next week, this week 5 is coming up. We're doing half weight, but same 5x5, just to regenerate our central nervous system output, because we've been pushing it pretty hard this last month.
So this past week, I was unable to really do the program. As I said in the last video, my knee has been bothering me a lot, and it didn't improve at all. Shoulder impingement still been really bothering me, so I did not do any strength-based movements this past week. I did like light, single-sided unilateral movement, just focusing on being able to move properly and try and not be in pain. So mostly it was a lot of icing and resting for me. And this could be from a huge range of reasons. We were just talking about it a little earlier. It could be because of the weather. This is the first winter I've experienced after my accident, so it could be that. It could be that I went up in weight too much, and as a byproduct, I was injured. And I got injured. What were the other things we talked about?
We aren't controlling for the variables. So if we go up very specifically in weight as per the program requirements per week, then we can control for injury variables. So for example, if we jumped up in weight too much, plus it's also cold, we don't know if it was the weight or the cold, but if we stacked it by 5 pounds every week, then we could account that, maybe it wasn't necessarily the weight, but it was mostly the cold. It's hard to control for variables when we're changing too many of them at the same time.
So that was my mistake. But basically, I was overzealous, and I thought I could handle more than I could with this program. So one of the big takeaways for me is, one, program for what your goals are, just to make sure you're actually kind of working towards what you want, versus just kind of doing a random program that you think will be cool. So that's one of my takeaways, and the other takeaway is stick to the program that you're on, because it'll make sure that you have a program you like. You'll be able to adhere to it better and actually follow the rules of it. So that's kind of what I've taken away. This next week, again, because I'm still in a pretty decent amount of pain, I'm going to be taking care of unilateral movements, just trying to get healthy better and all that. Yeah, that was this week for me.
So we're looking at the end of our program. This will be week 5, our deload week. For him, it'll be corrective exercise and trying to get back to 100%. For me, it's going to be dropping the weight a little bit, adding some extra stretch, and then I'll be priming. I'll be doing some plyometric stuff for to work on things that I was already pretty good at that I haven't done in a month. I just want to make sure that I touch base on things that I like to do every once in a while, so that I don't lose the things that I find the most valuable to me when it comes to like performance. Even though I'm trying right now to build a lot of strength, we're going to get back into jumping, landing dynamics, and very explosive movements. These are my favorite ways to exercise, which, as a side note, looking at how we program, as you get more advanced in the programs, what you might end up doing is you might do 2 or 3 weeks of a very specific program, and then you might throw a third week, or on the 4th week you might throw a regression week in, where you go back to your previous program and perform those motions at high outputs, and then you move back to the current program as kind of an option or a refresher, something to change up the monotony of the consistent program that you're working on, but also refresh your body to some of the like rate of force production, just maximum explosion movements that you were doing, or whatever it is that you were doing in the prior, like muscular endurance. Maybe do a circuit week, something like that, just to break up the monotony. It's also refreshing, but you want to stay away from the muscle confusion concept. Our goal is to adapt to stressors, not just randomize our body. I don't know what to do there.
So now this next week, while we're doing that deload week, kind of not following a program, we're going to be designing our new program. So what we want you guys to do is comment below kind of the stuff you want to see implemented in our next program, or questions that you might have about our programming style and methods. So comment those things down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and we'll check in with you guys next week.
Cool.